Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video. I'm going to be talking more in depth about the Thor Ragnarok Marvel Legends wave. I did make a video talking about them all this morning. However, since then we've had more images of most of these figures, as well as just closer, more high-def images of them. So there's more I'd like to talk about, and we definitely have better images to use as I talk about them. So let's get started here. In this video I'm going to be talking about the Build-A-Figure being Gladiator Hulk. I will be making separate videos about all the rest of them, just kind of smaller individual videos, so you can look out for that. But here, talking about the Hulk, this does look like a quite a solid Hulk figure. It's a definite big update from the previous Hulk, which has been released, since 2012, and they released it again, when Age of Ultron came out. That figure, it was nice, but my biggest issue with it is that the joints are softer plastic, so it just made it kind of flimsy to kind of pose around, especially at the elbows there. This is definitely not the case though with this figure, from what we can see. As you can see now, the elbows are just single hinged, which means that they will definitely be much stronger than the previous one, which I'm definitely a big fan of. You lose a bit of the range there. He's gonna probably only be able to do like maybe 80-degree bend, but it is but I think that having the strength is better than having the range. Not to mention Hulk, you don't really need him to have a super huge bend at the elbow. The only thing that you kind of lose without having that bend is that he can't hold these weapons with two hands, which is a shame, but I don't think it's a huge issue. Obviously that's a big issue if you have a figure with a long weapon that you need to hold with two hands to make it, more natural. With Hulk, I think a lot of times he's going to be holding his weapons with one hand to show his strength. So I think that it is still, it's completely fine. The painting does look very nice on him. I like those tattoos, the paint on his torso and his arm. I think that looks very cool, looks very natural. The head sculpt looks really solid as well. It looks like his hair's a little flat. Maybe that's because he has like helmet hair or something. I don't know, but it does look a little flatter than usual, but it still looks nice. Having the helmet on his head, at least from a straight on angle, does make him look like he has a very elongated head. So I'm not quite sure if that's accurate. I have a feeling that, if he, from the side, it won't look bad, but we'll have to see. That is something to be concerned about, but it's not a huge deal. As well as his articulation, particularly at his shoulder, his left shoulder, could be hindered by that massive piece. However, that piece does seem to be high enough that it's probably not going to hinder it much at all, which is good. I do like some of the purple there. You can kind of like see the purple on him. I didn't notice that last time I talked about this, which I like a lot. In the kind of lower torso section, does look like he has some purple there, and then on his arm there's some purple wrappings on the underneath and on top of the metal armor pieces, which looks cool. And obviously you have the kind of sandal pieces sculpted really nicely. That's all sculpted, none of it's painted, which is great as well. I'm hoping that he has a double jointed knee, so I'm hoping that that isn't soft plastic, and therefore we won't have the same issue. I could definitely see him being a little hindered at the thigh area based on all of the stuff that's happening there with all those pieces. I think that'll hinder it a bit, but not too much, because it's definitely going to be a softer plastic. As far as his accessories go, he has, one larger hammer, one axe, and then the helmet as well. So he's not only a big figure, but you get 3 accessories with him, which is great. So far, we've only seen 6 figures of this wave, and that could be the entire wave. However, I am a little concerned that they might add in a 7th figure, because we've seen, with the movie figures, we've seen that his head, one of his arms, and one of his legs are included with the movie figures, and then we've seen the 3 comic figures, which leads me to believe that the 3 comic figures, one will have another leg, one will have an arm, and then one will have a torso. But he has a very large torso, the top and bottom section. The bottom section has all of that like clothing hanging off of it. So, and the 3 comic figures of the wave don't seem to be particularly small either. So I am thinking that they might split up the torso and do the top section with one of those figures, and then do the bottom section with an unseen figure that we haven't, that hasn't been announced yet. I could see them doing that. I'm hoping that they don't, though. I prefer my Marvel Legends waves to have 6 figures in the wave, and to have them build a decent sized figure. And assuming that is the case for this wave, that's definitely my favorite formula. So I am hoping that that is the case. But I could totally see them sneaking in a 7th figure in there, because Hasbro seems to like to do that, so I could definitely see that happen. However, so far it's not been confirmed or anything like that. Also, the painting on the weapons, I think it's pretty cool. It looks like it is a pretty silver color on the handles and not gray, which is nice, but I could definitely see the final product being gray. That seems like it's Hasbro's style, but at least from these images, it looks like it's silver, which is cool. And then I do like the fact that they've added in like rust and dirt at the ends of the weapons. I think that's pretty neat. So I could see that being a little heavy-handed, but it does look pretty cool here. So I'm very excited for this Build-A-Figure. Looks like a really solid Build-A-Figure, size-wise and detail-wise, and character-wise, it's amazing as well. So it really just checks all the boxes. I'm very excited to build this, and I'm sure you guys are too. But let me know what you guys think of this figure, and thanks so much for watching.